Hey guys, this is Elling from Tech Kings here with the Microsoft Surface Pro. This is the tablet you have seen in the commercials where they snap it together, or a bunch of people are snapping it together and doing crazy dance moves at the same time. Super annoying, but this is an awesome tablet. So it is available from Microsoft for $8.99 for the 64 gigabyte version, $9.99 for the 128 gigabyte version, and then also they have their two types of keyboards. They have their touch keyboard as well as the actual type keyboard, and those are between $120 and $130. Right now, the Surface and its accessories are all available at Best Buy, Staples, and the Microsoft Store. Hopefully, we'll see more retailers soon. So this device, it's absolutely phenomenal. It flies around with its i5 processor. It's 4 gigs of RAM. It's just really quick. It's really fast. There's no lag. It just really feels natural. It doesn't feel like something that is underpowered. And certainly it's not overpowered either. It's not that good for graphics and stuff like that. But if you don't game or do graphics, this can be an all-in-one sort of device for you. You can hook it up to your monitor and keyboard and mouse. It can be your desktop, it can be your laptop, and it can also most certainly be your tablet. So if we look at the actual physical features of the device, take the keyboard off. It is very durable, and that is due to its vapor mag casing. It's just very solid. It just does not feel like most tablets, and certainly like most ultrabooks, as many ultrabooks are just kind of flimsy and they cut corners to make them as thin as possible. The first thing you'll notice is, yeah, it's very thick. However, that's if you're thinking in terms of tablets. This is not a tablet. This is a laptop. If you think about it in terms of a laptop, it is very thin and comparably priced too to most ultrabooks with similar specifications, except this does a heck of a lot more. So if we start by looking at some of the ports on the device, we've got our USB 3.0, our volume rocker, as well as our microphone slash headphone input. On the other side, we'll see our micro SD card slot, which is great for memory expansion. This is our magnetized power adapter, as well as that's how the stylus or pen stays on, is just snaps in there. And then the mini display port used for hooking up to external monitors or really anything. Also, they have the built-in kickstand, which is kind of intuitive. Some people think it's kind of chintzy or kind of cheesy, but if you think about it, most people that buy tablets buy a case that has some type of kickstand built in so that it could stand up on its own. And this is obviously a lot more durable than some leather case or something like that. So those are the physical aspects of the device. Performance-wise, the solid-state drive really sets this thing apart from most other laptops I've used, most other desktops I've used. If you use a solid-state drive, especially with your operating system on it, you know what I'm talking about. The computer starts in 8 seconds and shuts off in 2. There's no need to put it to sleep unless you're working on something, because it just comes on and turns off that fast. So ultra convenient. Also, in terms of performance use, battery life is probably the biggest downfall of the device. It only lasts about 5 to 5.5 hours. So, there just isn't enough room for Microsoft to pack all this hardware and have a decent sized battery and still try to make it thin. I mean, they're kind of, they're trying to accomplish so many things with this device, and they've done it really relatively well, but it's not the 8, 9, 10 hours you're used to from tablets. But keep in mind, it's not a tablet, it's a laptop. This is everything all inclusive. It has the tablet operating system, which I think Windows has pioneered greatly. You might hate it if you're a big desktop or laptop user, but if you've used it with the touchscreen, you realize how really intuitive it is. And then you just pop into desktop mode if you want to get stuff done. So I'm just a huge fan of the Metro UI. I know you're not supposed to call it that anymore, but I'm not going to stop calling it that because everyone knows what I'm talking about. Between the mail, contacts, calendar, weather, super intuitive, great. How it ties all of your accounts together, anywhere from your Twitter, Facebook, and it even incorporates your LinkedIn to that as well. So really good for professional use as well. Um, the apps just keep getting better. The app market is growing, and we're seeing better apps coming and more apps coming day by day. So this thing has the horsepower to do things like edit video. It has the horsepower to do things like programming. It's just not good for gaming, and it's not good for graphics like Photoshop and stuff like that. But it holds its own with most laptops. So you just can't fault it too much for not being able to literally do everything. But it probably comes as close to doing everything as anything else. I don't know another device out there that does more than this device does. So, those are some of the positives. Those are some of the negatives. My other two probably biggest points I love about this machine is the screen quality. It's just super bright. It's a 1080p screen packed in 10.5 inches, and it's just very bright. People say, oh, it's not as good as the Retina display, but I just feel like most Apple people don't really know what a Retina display is, because it's not the same from one device to the other. It's just their pixel density. It's just they just put really Apple just puts really high screen resolutions on different devices, and then just calls it a Retina display. Well, this essentially is that, for having a 1080p screen in 10.5 inches. It's just gorgeous how it looks, especially high resolution photos look phenomenal. So I definitely encourage you to take a look at it, because you don't really know what I'm talking about until you see it. On top of that, my other favorite thing that sets this apart from any other Ultrabook convertible is the pen input. The pen input is so ridiculously intuitive, especially with the OneNote software from Microsoft. So I'm a student, so I use it for all of my note taking, for all of my classes. It works way better than a pen. It allows me to actually draw what's called the lasso, and do a freehand select of text or pictures, make it bigger, make it smaller. It's never pixelated. It always looks good, and you do that just by pressing this button here, which is also doubles as the connection for connecting the stylus to the side of the tablet. Has an eraser on the back, so I can draw something, and if I want to erase it, I can do that quick and easily. I can change text color. I can organize my notes by date. I can change the rule lines or the grid lines. For my circuits class, I like to have the squares because it's just easier to draw circuits. So really, you just kind of make the notebook customized the way you want it, without actually having to go out and buy, a certain notebook for a certain class. It's just all together, backs it all up on the SkyDrive. It's able to access from your cell phone or from any other computer. So definitely like that. If you have any questions about the Surface Pro, definitely feel free to just put a comment in the feed, and I'll get back to you and answer your questions as soon as possible. This is a device that you can take my word for it, or I just encourage you to go out and try one. See if you can visualize this device doing all of your typical day-to-day computing tasks. And if you don't do graphics or gaming, for 99% of the people, it does work for everything you need it to do. So very comparably priced with other Ultrabooks. So I just encourage you to go out and try it, because I think this is kind of the next wave in computing, and this is a really nice device. Microsoft did a great job, and it really pairs well with its new Windows 8 operating system. Thanks for watching, you guys, and have a good day.